shooting, and there are still many lingering questions about what unfolded that night. 2 people were killed and 28 others were shot. And who's going to be held accountable? Fox 45's Jeff Abel has pressed Baltimore police for an update on the investigation while they were out at the community event tonight. Jeff?
Well, it has been 30 days since the city's largest mass shooting broke out, and tonight the killers are still out here somewhere.
All right, Baltimore Mike. All right, let's do this. I am in the 800 block of Gretna Court, Brooklyn Homes, public housing in Baltimore. It is August 2nd. It's about 9:45 in the morning. So this is where, on July 2nd, there was a mass shooting in which 30 people were shot, which 2 teens were killed. That is exactly 1 month ago. So that was July 2nd. This is August 2nd, so roughly 30 days later. This is the idea here. This is the plan. I'm gonna do a video and just talk about what's going on here. I picked this time of day because I'm by myself. No one wants to come with me to do this because it's fucking dangerous, real dangerous. However, I'm a retired police officer, 26 years of work in the city. I actually worked in public housing in Baltimore 20-something years ago. I do know that early in the morning, things tend to be quiet. All you guys like the work crews going around and stuff like that. I would venture out that 9 p.m., it's not the same in this court. I will say right off the bat, that this courtyard is spotless. There is no garbage. There is nothing here. I would imagine that they have made it a priority to make sure that this is a clean area right now, because at any given time, a news crew could be coming through here to do a follow-up. So let's get into it. So 30 days, where are they at? So the video, I'm a retired police officer, I'm pro-police, but I'm also anti the police bureaucracy. The upper staffs tend to be a joke, okay? But Baltimore, and I don't want to be too critical, but Baltimore is a joke on multiple levels when you talk about the bureaucracies of them all. The housing management office, I just went past it. I am not particularly familiar with it. Let's just go back a little bit. In Baltimore, Brooklyn Homes sits on the very, very south tip of Baltimore. It is only about, it might be less than a mile from the county line, which would be Anne Arundel County, or even less. It's really is like an outlier. Baltimore is typically, when you're talking about Baltimore, you're talking about East and West Baltimore. Those are the areas where like most people are from. This sits alone. This is like an island in itself. So in Baltimore, so when you're talking about policing here and stuff, I don't know too many people who actually worked here, all right? But let's go off to the first thing. For the housing manager to say they didn't know about this party, well, if you go to YouTube and you look it up, Brooklyn Day 2021, there is a video. It's still online. It's had, I think, 4,000 views. It is really good production value of showing what Brooklyn Day 2021 was like. It has rap songs it's spliced into it. It looks like a rap video. It's got dudes with like lots of money and the girls and the whole 9 yards. All that being right here. There's a moon bounce. There's a DJ and stuff. So they've been doing this apparently for a few years, the Brooklyn Day thing. And for them to say they didn't know about it it's just a lie. It's just a straight up lie. The housing commissioner absolutely went on TV and said they didn't know anything about it. They didn't know anything about it. And then for the police to say they didn't know anything about it, everyone probably knew about it. I mean, there was 900 people here. What do you mean you didn't know about it? If you didn't know about it, but so where are we going with this? It's 30 days later. I mean, I'm going to skip around, but let me just flow with this. All I've had was coffee. I know if you're used to my pre-workout videos, just coffee this morning. At with this, it's 30 days later. Where are they at with the investigation? Has anyone been charged? Now, if you had 900 people out here, even if it was 50 people, everyone's recording. 99% of everything is on video. Why can't they close this? Like, what's going on? And I'll tell you from my background as a police officer, one of the problems they're going to run into is self-defense. Is that there is so many people shooting that who is going to be picked out is the aggressor, and they might just let it go. DC had a shooting in which 22 people were shot a couple years ago, since COVID, so it was only about 2 or 3 years ago, and they never close that either, because they get into a situation where they just can't pinpoint who is the primary aggressor, so they just let it go. This thing will fizzle out. This will go nowhere. For a while, it was this was national news. There was 30 people shot. It was right around the 4th of July. Joe Biden commented. The governor's been down here. The mayor, of course, has to comment on it as much as he hates to do it. They've all been here. Where are we at with this thing? It will just fizzle. It will fizzle out. That's my prediction. It's still, Fox 45 chews on it. They tend to be pretty critical of these bureaucratic agencies in the city. Monzi, so Monzi's the mayor's. It's like this mayor's preventative thing. That story that's a video in itself. That they have no proof of what they do. Nothing. So you're a police officer. You come out here. You got to turn your body camera on. You have to take a report for almost anything nowadays. If you get a sound of gunshots or whatever it is, you have to document what you did on a formal form. But if you work for Monzi, apparently you don't have to document anything. You don't even have to document that you're working. You don't have to document that if you do mediate a dispute, what's the documentation to it? They get paid millions. Again, that's a great place to start with, like, where is this all going? Monzi. That could be videos all day. And I forgot I was supposed to preface this video. These are just opinions. This is a YouTuber putting his opinions just like any other Joe Blow YouTuber. The only difference is that I had 26 years as a city police officer in the 2 major cities in this area, and that I came down here. No one else will come down here. Like I said, come down here early in the morning. I want to do more videos, but I have no one to go with me. To do this right, I really need someone around here to help me. I honestly, I wanted to talk to the citizens. I want to say, you live here. It's 30 days later. What's changed? Like, are you seeing more police? Are you seeing more Monzi safe streets? That's the term that they use here. You can call them violence interrupters. This all was very popular for like about 3 years ago after George Floyd. There was all kinds of these like. You can name them all. They were getting money left and right. Baltimore still is doing it, like, defund the police. Remember all that stuff? Yeah. So here we are 3 years later, anarchy, straight up anarchy. Well, if 30 people shot, 2 dead doesn't say anarchy, then what does? They said there was like 16 different types of like guns that were probably used. They also now is a story. The latest story is that they cleaned up the crime scene before it had been processed properly. Is that even like possible, that they really cleaned up the crime scene? I mean, it was a mass shooting. How is that not processed? You'd almost wonder why like the FBI doesn't get called in on stuff like that, because I mean, it's a mass shooting. I mean, why not? Well, because it's different. It's a city mass shooting. It's kind of like a different little situation, It's this little beef between crews and stuff like that. You got to be careful though, and like I said, like, in talking to people around here, if I did want to talk to someone, well, everyone knows who did it. I mean, of course they know who did it. I mean, there was 900 people here. Of course they know who did the shooting. So no one's going to go on the record and go like, oh yeah, like, or go on the record, even make any comments. Of course they're scared to death. Now, there is one thing I would say. If you do want to start getting to the bottom of some of these things, get them in grand jury, subpoena them down to grand jury, if they're going to take the fifth, or give them some type of immunity, and make them testify on the record. Grand juries, I've seen even the toughest of tough, like, really like, people, gritty people get put down in front of a grand jury and they get kind of nervous about perjury and some of these other issues. Grand jury is where you go, and maybe that is where they're going with it. I doubt it, though. I mean, I feel that if they had any information, if they were anywhere on this case, they would have so much pressure to reveal that, or come out forward where they're at on the case. Where are they at on this case? Back to that. Where are they at? They don't even throw like a detective out there that says, oh yeah, we're developing leads. They just do nothing. They do nothing at all. What else? I mean, this is kind of why another reason why I'm doing this. I've seen videos of, like, let's say Philadelphia is a good one, of got people driving through like these bad neighborhoods or ghettos, they'll call it, like just literally driving through. They're not even offering any commentary. They're giving you like no background on what's going on or what they're doing. So I would like to do videos in Baltimore and probably DC of like showing you places and stuff, but getting like more of a story to it, giving it the context of, again, not necessarily like I'm not trying to ridicule this stuff, which is what other videos. I'm trying to just tell, this is like, this is real. Just like when I did a video about the Baltimore casino and just how bad and depressing it was. That's real. If we go down, I want to do videos about the Inner Harbor. People, I'm starting to get a lot of feedback online about, what's like, where Inner Harbor's terrible. I mean, the Orioles right now, I'm going into like an Oriole thing. Orioles have one of the best records in baseball, and their attendance is still on the lower end of things because no one wants to go near the downtown area. No one wants to deal with being the next person who gets like attacked by a squeegee worker, who's going to be the next person who's going to be in the news. No one wants to do that. It's broken. We all know that. We just had a trial over someone who was killed by a squeegee worker who put on a ski mask, went to a bag and got a gun and shot the dude 3 times in the back. Not guilty on murder. Guilty of like a voluntary manslaughter charge. Wait till you see that thing done. The kid was 14 when he did it. Probably will never do 1 day of adult jail time. Just won't. That's just a fact. That's the facts of the matter. And everyone will be fine with it. So the videos that I have seen just don't really give any true insight. And then I'd also like to give insight. So I'd like to do more videos in places. Now I'd like to do it later in the day, but again, I'm looking for someone to help me out. If I do it later in the day, I have to have like a little team of people because it is dangerous. It's just the facts of the matter. I mean, I'm sure once everyone starts waking up and stuff, these courtyards will be just popping. If just with the drug trade alone. The heroin trade in Baltimore is epidemic. It always was. It was epidemic 25 years ago. It's only worse now because of the fentanyl and all the people from the counties are addicted to Oxycontins who now have switched their Oxycontin addiction for a heroin addiction. So you get the ones that are driving through neighborhoods. The ones the guy will get out and stuff, and he'll talk to them, and they're pretty good. Like the one, like it was this Kensington, Philadelphia neighborhood that they went around. They all do like zombie land. Like literally, there are people like just zombies all over the place. I would like to do some more videos like that. Now, I don't know whether there was one, the guy goes to like really poor Appalachian area and talks to people and stuff. I would like to do videos like that. If people are interested in that, so I have time. I do not work. I do a lot of other things, but I'm retired police. That's just the way it is. I have time. Would people be interested? Throw it there in the comments and stuff. Throw what you want to see, what you want to see in Baltimore. Like, they're just different things. I'd like to get some feedback. That's where I'm going with this. If it's worth doing, is it worth doing some more videos? I mean, this video right here, it's not very dramatic, but it is what it is. I mean, this was the site of the chaos, right here. This is where it was all going down.